We've played our hand, the great woman of this land. Heroism we have seen, Mary Barber's reign army, Jane Heening's righteous among nations. 'Cause we are doctors, lawyers, mothers, footballers, first minister, poet laureate, we're on the move, and I'm telling you, the glass ceiling's going, we're coming through. Rise up, take the stage, play your game, don't be afraid. You're a work of art, or Jones of art, always be proud of who you are. Girl, you gotta hold your head up high, don't let this moment pass you by. You can be anything you believe you can be. Girl, this world is waiting just for you, so go and shine and live the truth. You can be anything you believe you can be. So let's boldly build new roads, sports stars and role models, 3 silvers made Olympic gold. Catherine's legacy we'll follow. It's up to all of us, stand up for what we love. Feminism is an energy of heart and soul, humility. So husbands, fathers, sons and brothers united, we'll fight for each other, no country is...
Okay, what about what's going on? I promise we tried this before and it worked fine.
It's fine, it's fine. Live webinars, this is what happens now.
I'm
2021.
just going to leave that for now. I'm going to go on to the presentation.
Okay.
Just for time.
There we go.
So let me get the presentation up.
There we go. If you get time and you want to come back to it, that's absolutely fine, because it looked amazing. It looked amazing, your journey. Right, I'll just leave you to carry on.
I'm very good at technical stuff, so we'll get there. Okay, it's not letting me share now, sorry. Okay. I'm just going to have to speak, I think, because it's not letting me share anything, unfortunately.
That's fine. Do you want to try and come out of it and go back in for a minute?
Yeah.
If you want, even. That's fine.
It's just typical, isn't it?
That's fine. Yeah. So just while you're doing that, just to let everybody know, I'll just kind of tell you what's going to be happening for the rest of the festival while Kayleigh's having a little work around with that. So coming up tomorrow evening, we've got Cycling Without Age at 5:30. There you go. And then that's going to be followed by a live panel discussion with a wonderful panel of women who are going to tackle all the questions that you always want to ask, but you never dare to. So they're going to take on those for you. And then rounding up the evening is going to be a live talk with Frankie Dewar at 8 o'clock. There is still time to sign up for all these events as well, so you can pop over to the website for the joining links and full programme there. So Kayleigh, do you want to have another go?
Yeah, I'm going to try this presentation.
Right, go for it there. There we go.
There we go. Okay, sorry about that. So
no, carry on.
I'm going to introduce myself now. So I'm Kayleigh Haggo. I am a world record holder, world champion in frame running. I hold the world record for 100, 200, 400, 800 metres in my classification. European silver medalist, world gold medalist. Previously studied UWS. I studied sports coaching and development at Ayrshire College and then went on to do my degree. I was also a swimming teacher, and now I am working for Active Skills in South Ayrshire as the Disability Sport Project Coordinator, and I also do a little bit of training with Scottish Disability Sport and getting more coaches, including kids, young people, adults with a disability within their sports sessions. Okay, so it's a bit in my childhood, so I've got cerebral palsy. My cerebral palsy affects all 4 limbs, my balance and my fine motor skills. I've always attended mainstream schools and never been treated any differently. I was always brought up the same as my younger sibling and my cousins, and I was never treated any differently or wrapped up in cotton wool I was always just told to get on with it, which I'm really thankful for now that I'm older and I have so much independence and do a lot for myself. This wee photo here holds a big story. So when I was younger, I was unable to stand up and walk for myself, and I remember my cousin going to ballet lessons about 3 or 4 years old, and I had said to my mum, I want to go to ballet lessons the same as Natasha. And she said to me, Kayleigh, you can go to ballet lessons as long as you learn to stand up and walk by yourself. And I remember from a young age, because I wanted to do that so much and I wanted to get to the ballet class and achieve that goal, I worked so hard on my walking and my independence from standing up. So I think it was about 8 or 9 months later I was able to walk independently, and then I went to ballet classes and jazz and hip hop, and then I did my first show in 2016 on the stage. I fell over quite a few times, but I really enjoyed it, and it was just the fact that I got there. So that positive mindset was there from a really young age, and I've carried that through to where I am. Okay, so that was a bit about my childhood, and I'm going to go on to my journey. I'm going to speak about race running first, actually. So in the video you might have seen, or you might not have, because we cut off, but we've seen race running, and that is what I compete in. It's an athletics event. It's got 3 wheels, a frame, a chest plate, handlebars, and a saddle, and I sit on the saddle, I lean forward on the chest plate and run with my legs. So it's done on an athletic track, and I run from 100 metres to 800 metres on the track. So this gives me independence and freedom to run without having to worry about falling over or losing my balance. And it also gives me the opportunity to run at speed, which before I tried race running I was never able to do before. So it's very exciting. So my journey in sport so far, I wasn't included within physical education at school, and it was quite a good experience for me. It was more to do with health and safety and me falling over, and also not being included with my peers. I was also given most of the time a stopwatch or a whistle, and told to keep a scorecard, and that's not really what I wanted to do. I wanted to, especially at a young age, I wanted to take part with my peers and try things that were scary and go on the big course and jump off it, and I wanted to do all of these things. When I did start sport, I attended a come and try event with Ayrshire Sportsability and Scottish Sports Sport, which the school took me to, and this day was about trying different sports and meeting new people, and from that day I got a talent ID as a possible athlete in swimming and athletics. And then before this I hadn't really thought about sport before, and it wasn't really something that was in my family. My dad was a cricketer, but apart from that it wasn't really much to do with my family. So when I tried race running, I fell in love straight away. I didn't want to get back off, just because it gave me that freedom to run and run fast. So I'm very grateful for these come and try events that Ayrshire Sportsability and SDS do, and now I tend to volunteer to try and get other kids and people involved in sport and physical activity too. I also started swimming and horse riding around the same age, so I went from doing nothing at all really to doing quite a lot of different sports and activities, and I just loved it. Horse riding was more for fun and therapy, but the swimming side of it I swam from a very young age, swimming lessons, but I never swam competitively, so that was something I really enjoyed at a young age as well. the year later, I competed at my first international competition, which was held in Dubai, and it was the Iowa Para Games. I was only 12 years old, so I was pretty young for an international competition. I came home with 4 gold medals and 4 world records, which I wasn't expecting at all. So going to Dubai and not having any expectations or any pressure or anything, and then came back with that 4 world records and 4 gold medals kind of changed my life. And I think it was kind of the time where I thought I could be good at something, I could work hard, and I could get to a high level if I kept it up. So that was kind of a turning point for me. But going from not doing much at all and then going to international was also a big jump, and I learned a lot from doing that at a young age. And I feel like now when I go away to competitions, I understand how everything works, and I understand how to deal with nerves and different types of experiences before a race. So I'm grateful for that opportunity at such a young age. I won over 100 medals in the first year of competing in swimming and athletics. So for me that was a big achievement at such a young age as well. And I just kept collecting them and putting them in 3 boxes where they are now. At the age of 15 I stopped race running. I wasn't enjoying it at the time. I wasn't enjoying competing, but I think that's probably down to the amount of pain I was in. And when I was at that age, obviously I was growing, my body was changing, and I had a lot of problems with my hips and my legs, and also there was no Paralympic pathway. So what I wanted to do since going to this international in 2012 in Dubai, I knew that from there I wanted to go as far as I can, and I wanted to compete at the Paralympic Games. And at the time, race running wasn't a world para-athletic sport, and for me, because there was no pathway there, I kind of had to rethink. And that's when I moved to swimming for 3-4 years, and I swam competitively 8 times a week in the pool. I was training at 4:30 in the morning, going to college, and then going home and going back in the pool again. So I did put a lot of time and worked really hard on my swimming, and I really enjoyed it. It taught me a lot of life lessons that I would never had if I hadn't swam. So I broke the British record in the next 100 metre relay, Scottish record in 100 metre breaststroke. So I took it to British national, international level, which was a huge achievement because I went from not being very fast to training 8 times a week, and then seeing that progression into the British and Scottish camps. So it was really exciting. This was a big turning point and big day for me when race running on 19th of October 2017 was announced as a World Paralympics event. Prior to this, I'd never thought about returning to athletics or race running. It just wasn't something that I thought about. I knew that I wasn't enjoying it the last time I left, so it just wasn't something that crossed my mind. And then when it was announced as a World Paralympics event, I remember getting a text from my coach, Janice Eaglesham, and she said, "Would you consider coming back and trying again?" And within a couple of weeks, I was back on the track and training for race running again, and I just found a different kind of love for it. I wasn't expecting to take it to the level I am now, and I wasn't expecting it to enjoy it so much. After having that pain, I wasn't sure that I was going to cope with that, but when I did come back, there was no more pain. Obviously my body had stopped growing and that kind of stuff. And so I got a really big surprise when I really started to enjoy it again, and I was competing and I was training hard. So yeah, it was a big change from going to swimming 18 weeks to be back on the track, but I wouldn't change it for anything. So 2018, I was selected to represent Great Britain for the first time. So this was a year after I had decided to change back from swimming to race running. So I've been training for a year, and to be selected for Great Britain was just a massive achievement. Not just for me, but for the sport as well. The first time race running has been at the World Paralympics European Championships, and for the sport and race running, it was just a massive opportunity and experience. And also it grew the sport, because people were seeing it more, and it's forever growing, which is really exciting. It was also the biggest start-up line that we had ever seen. This was my heat, was it my final? I think it was the final of the 100 meters, but prior to that we had 2 heats, and then they cut it down to one final. So we had a big start line, which was really good as well. And it's great to see so many countries now competing and joining race running. So I broke my world record in my classification, and I won a silver medal, which I was ecstatic about. I wasn't expecting to win anything. I just wanted to go in and do my best. I knew I was the fastest in my class at the time, so that was really exciting. But this race has got 2 classifications in it, hence why the silver and gold are different in race running. My training partner Hannah Dines actually won the gold, which was amazing for both of us, and just to share that experience with Hannah was incredible. I'll never forget my first GB best and medal. 2019 was the World Championships, and as you can see in the right hand photo, I got gold, which obviously was crazy, going from silver at European to gold at World Championships. I raced in a time of 18.32, which was another world record for my class, and I got gold in that race. So it was my second time racing for Great Britain. I was actually going to show my video of the race, but I don't know if I want to. We'll see how it goes. If it doesn't work, we can just go back.
Give it a bash. I've been dying to see it since you started showing it.
Yeah.
Give it a bash.
Good. Try and see if it works.
There we go. We're on, Kayleigh. That's perfect. Yep, we can see it. That's great.
So it's Semedo in 3, Rism in
Perfect.
4, Simpson in 5, Overgaard 6, Haggo in 7. The final of the women's 100 metres, race running 3. We are away. Kayleigh Haggo, the world record holder, has started off really well here for Great Britain. Rism moving up well for Denmark, and Simpson for Great Britain. It's going to be British 1-2. Haggo and Simpson, gold and silver, and Overgaard the bronze for Denmark. That's 16:59, which is a blinding time. Mind you, I wonder if that's not the time of our moving camera. Anyway, Haggo's taken it. A marvellous...
God, that was amazing. I cannot believe how fast you ran. Fantastic.
Okay, we're
There you
coming
go.
back.
That's you.
I keep forgetting you've got to stop the video before you come back.
Yeah.
That was my race from Dubai in 2017. Probably the best experience I've ever had in sport, my biggest achievement. It wasn't a best race. Technically, I didn't get a very good start. My front wheel came about a metre off the ground, which wasn't in the plan. But these are learning experiences and something that I can take forward for this year and years ahead. So always learning and always trying to be better than I was before.
That's fantastic. All right, there we go. There we go. Oh, right. That's us back there. Oh, I mean, where do you follow that? That was absolutely awesome. I just feel really honoured to have such an acclaimed medal winner actually like on our screens with us tonight. It's fantastic. Have you still got a little bit more of your presentation to do?
I think more, but I can stop there and we can.
No, you carry on. That was us, sorry. I wasn't sure if you finished the pause.
2020, obviously was a bit of a shock for everyone, bit of a terrible year. When I heard that Europeans was going to be cancelled, obviously it was a bit of a shock and hard to deal with, and tracks were closing, you weren't allowed to travel. But once I got over that thought of everyone's in the same boat and it's for the best and it's to keep everyone safe, I then thought of it as another year for me to get stronger and faster for the years to come. So my training changed massively. I went from training on the track for sprint events to training miles and doing 5Ks, 10Ks, and I ended up even doing a half marathon. One day I was out running and I just felt my legs felt really good, so I just kept going. So my training did change massively. It was kind of an experiment to see how much I could do in terms of distance and how best I run when I'm tired, and also because I wasn't as busy with work and other things in life, I was able to experiment and see what was best for me in terms of recovering. So I was able to recover better and learn how long it takes for my body to recover before the next session. So that was a really good opportunity and such a poor year. At the end of last year, they started to open up some Scottish competitions, which I luckily had the opportunity to compete at. I think I competed at four events last year, and I broke the 200 world record for my class, and that kind of just showed me that all my hard work from lockdown and before was worth it, and it wasn't a waste of a year because I was stronger and I was faster than I was before. So that's why I'm really excited to see what I can achieve this year. I've just been selected for the next European Championships in June, and that's going to be in Poland, so that's in 4 weeks' time, so not long. So that's my goal for this year. Last weekend I broke the world record in the 400 metres. Not one that I was training for, but when I was running well, I just went for it, and it was kind of my day for the 400, so it worked out quite well. So when the Europeans will be competing in the 100 metres, which is what I'm focusing on just now, in training, and everything involves around the 100 for now, but hopefully after Europeans will start doing some different distances again and see how many more records I can break. I also won the Young Scot Award what it was last week as well, for the sport category, which was amazing. Wasn't expecting that. So it's been a pretty good start to the year, I would say. I'm looking forward to see what happens next. I think I've got one more just in terms of what I'm doing just now, if it works. So my goal next is to compete at the Paralympic Games, hopefully in Paris in 2024, which would be amazing. So that's my top goal. But for now, obviously I am training for Europeans as an athlete, but I'm also working with the Ayrshire at schools, and I run a project called Inspire South Ayrshire. So what we do is we enable children, young people and adults with a disability to lead active, healthy and happy lives. So the project was funded originally in 2018. It was a government project with Government Community Sport Hub. I started it part-time after university, and I just fell in love with my job and what I was doing. I just loved helping others and getting more children and young people and adults involved in sport and physical activity. A lot of people ask why I called it Inspire, and it's really just because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to inspire others, and that's the aim of the project, is for me to inspire more people every day and get them active and get them enjoying sport the way I did. So this year I started at the schools, and that made me expand Inspire into across South Ayrshire. So it went from a government-based project, and now it's expanded across South Ayrshire wide, which is really exciting. I've got a lot planned for the next couple of weeks. I'm going to have 11 disability sport and physical activity sessions per week in Ayr and Girvan. So across Ayr and Girvan, we'll have sessions running Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday every week. And I also deliver in schools as well. So I go into schools and support primary teachers or physical education teachers, and maybe who may be struggling with and support, and we can work together to see what the best way of including that people is. And I also do sessions with kids with a disability in school, and we do disability specific sessions, which is really enjoyable, and it's kind of a lead up to Inspire. So I'll go into schools and give them a taster of what Inspire is, and then the follow on from that is then coming to the after school community club, which we run. So we run, I think you can see in the photos, we run a urban race running and wheelchair racing session, which obviously something I absolutely love and I'm so passionate about. We have 9 race runners now in Girvan, and I just love coaching them, love seeing who could be faster than me in the future. We have the girl on the top photo up there on the top left. She's definitely one to watch for the future, and it's really exciting to see that the ones I am coaching could be up there in the next few years. So that's definitely one to watch. But I think race running in general just shows that anyone can be active and anyone can move, and whether you can't run independently or whether you can't cycle a bike, your bike independently, you can still use this frame to allow you to run or walk independently, which is an amazing thing. I think in my video it showed at the start that I learned to ride a bike and from a young age, that's definitely one of my biggest achievements as well, was learning to ride a bike. It took years and years of my mum practicing with me, and she never gave up. And in the end up, I was able to ride a bike, a real bike, and I still am now. So just shows that perseverance and hard work, you can get anywhere. And I think the Ayrshire Women's Cycle Festival is a good opportunity to get your head around getting your walking shoes on or getting on a bike and not just going to work in the car, as they said earlier on. So just, I want to inspire others to be more active. Thank you for listening. I think we're going to add some questions.
Really? Yes, we are going to Kayleigh, that was absolutely amazing. Congratulations on your latest medals as well. And that was without even training. I mean, how many medals are you going to go for? You know, is this just something that you're just going to continue there? You know, it's like, and keeping them in a shoebox. I mean, you know, I'd just have them out on show for everybody there, you know, you could probably open a shoe shop by the time you finish there. And Inspire, what's going on in South Ayrshire there with the Inspire project is fantastic, getting other people involved in that as well. What I want to know is, where do you find the time, you know, to literally fit all this in? Because you have got so much going on, you know, and it's as if you know, I've got a little bit of time there, so I'm just going to do something else. And when you were mentioning there, as you were growing up as well, you were starting from the ballet to swimming, and as your body was changing as well, you had to maybe change sports and things because of some things that was going on. Just to think, I'm not able to do that at the moment, but I'll just try something else. It's great. And then now, I'm doing that, so I'll go back to my race running, but I've still got a little bit of time, so I'll just squeeze in Inspire as well there. So, gosh, you must be exhausted just trying to fit it all in.
I think because I have had such a good structure since I was younger, so when I was younger and I was swimming a lot, I used to plan out my week quite well, and I knew exactly what I was doing during the day, every day for that week. So I've always been pretty good at timetabling and know what I need to do when, so my work and my training obviously come first, and then everything else I can do, volunteering and talks and webinars I do in the evenings when I can, and I really enjoy giving back, and it's a part of the role I want to do. So it's really good that I can do that, and I can share my story with others as well.
Well, it's an amazing journey, a fantastic story, and we're really, really grateful that you've shared it with us tonight. I think we've got a few questions as well, Kayleigh, if I can just put a couple of questions to you. Right, here we go. First one there we've got from Keith Guthbert. You obviously do lots of sports to a super high level and have been very successful. Which do you enjoy best?
Right now I enjoy racing, athletics best, running best. I just love it. But at the time when I was swimming, I was a swimmer and I couldn't see myself in anything else. My heart was set on swimming. And I never wanted to give it up. And then when the opportunity came for me to go to Paralympics, hopefully in race running, then I just grabbed it by the neck and just went for it. I wasn't sure how it was going to go, but it was a risk that I was willing to take, and I'm so glad I did because it paid off.
Yeah, fantastic. Definitely more than paid off. There we go. Okay, so we've got one, Gillian Craig. What sort of training was involved in the time between going from winning silver at the Europeans to gold in the Worlds?
That's a good question. My training has changed a lot from Europeans to now. I'm actually training a lot more than I did a few years ago. Doing more miles and doing more gym work. But that's part of growing up, and when you're younger, you don't want to overdo it and you don't want to do too much. It's just part of growing up, and now that I'm a bit older and I know how my body works and how I need to recover, I'm able to train more and train more efficient as well. So when I go to a session, I know that I'm going to complete the session, and if I've got a leg or a wee bit sore, I know not to push it, whereas when I was younger, I just pushed through anything and got on with it. But I'm really more sensible now, and train more efficiently.
I like the way you say more sensible there, not rather like more sensitive to realising, oh man, I should take it a bit easier, just more sensible. So that's good. I think we all do that as we get a little bit older, don't we? So we've got a couple of congratulations there as well for you. Fantastic, great presentations, Kayleigh. Well done. We're just congratulating you on all your achievements, which is numerous now. Fantastic. Another question there, Kayleigh, we've got, can a race runner be used recreationally to get about, or is it only used on the track and in competitions?
No, definitely it can be used recreationally. We've got through Inspire, we've got kids who use the race runners in schools. So instead of using the wheelchair, the walker, they'll go around the school using their frame, the race running frame. Also in different countries, I'm not sure about the UK, but in different countries I've seen people going shopping on it. Or going a lot down the high street, or so definitely it can be used recreationally as well as on the track.
Fabulous. That's great. That's good to see that. It's great because I was thinking, yeah, surely it can be used for other things as well. So it looks really hard to steer the race runner when you're going that fast, is it? Because yeah, it does, because it's like you are in full control there. That's what it looks like when you're going head down and just getting on with it. But is it quite difficult to keep a hold of?
What a lot of people ask is, how do I steer when I don't look? So I actually didn't when I can't see anything. So I don't know if it's just because I've been doing it from such a young age that I know where the lines are, and I know when I need to adjust slightly to stay in the lane. I don't know if it's just an memory thing, but I'm really good at having my head down and not looking up. I've actually mastered that over the last couple of weeks, because in my race in Dubai I looked up twice. So hopefully in the Europeans it aims not to look up at all.
My goodness, it's just because I say you are literally like a bullet, and it was just head down, get on with the job, and just go. Oh, amazing!
In terms of steering, so the steering can be changed to be lighter, or it can be same as a bike. It could be lighter, it could be harder to steer. But for my race, obviously I want to be going straight, so I don't want to have that movement of going side to side. So for my race, I have mine quite tight, and I have two handlebars. So I have two in the middle and two on the outside. So when I'm doing straight races, I'll hold on to the handlebars on the inside, and then when I'm going around a corner, I'll go onto the outside, which helps me to steer around corners.
Is it not quite difficult to move from one to the other?
I think we've been practicing that as well actually recently. So I used to go from the inside two to the outside two, and now I've just mastered going from one, so I don't need to change both hands now. So, and on a normal race runner, you only get your standard bike handles, so it's just the handles that you would get on a two-wheeler bike, and they're pretty easy to steer. We have a 3-year-old that steers it like mad, so yeah, it can be changed to adjust to the individual.
Excellent. Right, so tell us a little bit about you being named the best student in Britain for the YMCA Inspirational Female for the Herald Star Award and the UWS Distinction and Court Medals, etc.
Yeah, so when I was at Ayrshire College, I was nominated for the British Education Awards, and I went down with my mum, and it was actually on my birthday, which was probably a birthday I won't forget, and I won the British Education Award. And also when I was at UWS, I got a court medal when I was graduating for the best results in my year. So,
that's easy.
Yeah,
your mum just must be so proud. I mean, as my mum was there, as mothers we do, but I mean, come on, gosh, definitely. I would have those shoe boxes in the living room. Right, they wouldn't even be in shoe boxes; they'd be everywhere. Which I'm quite sure she's got them everywhere.
My mum's always taught me to work hard and to keep your options open. So for me, studying at college or university, was something that I wanted to do, and I wanted to get a degree, and then I could go into working in sport, or working in sports development and working with children, and that's what I wanted to do. And I think even if I was to go full time as an athlete, I would still do some work on the side because I just love it.
And I think it's great. And the Inspire programme, I mean, it's just fantastic, an amount of work and things that you're putting into there. So really, you've kind of come full circle. You've got what you went to uni to do in the first place. You've just done other things along the way as well. And now you've kind of come home to that. So you're ticking all those boxes. How many hours a week would you say that you probably train?
Okay,
or each day?
So
How many hours each day would you say?
I run 4 days a week. So I run on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday and Saturday. And I go to the gym and the pool on a Tuesday and Thursday, and I have a Sunday off. Sunday's the day off. So I train once a day apart from a Sunday. So 6 days a week.
Right. Well, I'm glad to see that you're actually having a day off there, because that kind of fills in with like, how on earth do you manage to fit it all in? So I'm glad to see that you actually do give yourself a day off as well then. Right, that has been absolutely amazing. Just thank you so much for coming on tonight, and I was so excited about seeing the film as well. And like we mentioned earlier, even though we knew what the outcome of the race was, I was still kind of like going, yeah, what's going to happen there? Like, and it just so it was great. Because wish you all the best for the future. It'll be great to see what other medals come along the way there. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and everybody else for joining in this evening. What we're going to do is all the attendees that we've had tonight as well, a little bit of a bonus for them there, Kayleigh, is that they're going to be entered into a prize draw to win a £20 Wiggle voucher and a goodie bag. So the winners will be announced next week. So that's just something, because you've attended tonight, we'll do that. And we'll also be sending out a short survey to follow up. So watch out for that one. If you could just spare a couple of minutes to fill that in for us, we'd be very grateful. So that's us rounding off for this evening.
Can I just say thank you for having me?
You're more than welcome.
We had a little bit of the technical issue at the start, but I think we did okay.
We did absolutely fine. And as mentioned before, this is just day one of our 3-day Ayrshire Women's Cycle Festival. So like I mentioned before, coming up tomorrow, we've got Cycling Without Age at 5:30, live panel discussion with all those questions that you've never asked, always wanted to, let the girls answer them for you. And then rounding off with a live talk with Frankie Dewar at 8 p.m. So if you haven't signed up yet, there's still plenty of time. Pop over to our website and the link is going to be in the chat there. And thank you all very much, and look forward to seeing you also tomorrow. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kayleigh. Bye.